3NT Addition and Subtraction of Algebraic Fractions. Simplify the following as a single fraction in its simplest form. Now, first thing that we need to do is we take a look. There are two terms in the numerator in the fraction, so we must first put brackets. Okay. Now this is addition, so what we need to do is to make them the same denominator. I'm going to rewrite the whole question. And this is the brackets for the numerator. So if I want to make them the same denominator, I'll make use of their LCM, which is 15. So in this case, I will need to multiply by 5 to both the numerator and the denominator to change the denominator to 15. And this one over here, we need to multiply it by 3, multiply by 3. So the next line, we'll write it as one single fraction, 3 times 5, 15. Copy down whatever that we have in the numerator. Try not to expand this first in order to prevent careless mistakes. Now the moment we do this one will already be 1 mark. Now next one, we need to take a look. I need to expand the brackets. Bear in mind, this is 5 multiplied to the whole of x minus 1. So we will be able to have 5 times x, 5x. Okay, and often students will forget that you need to multiply the one at the back with 5 as well. So this one you also need to times 5. So 5 times minus 1 will give you minus 5. Then this is plus 3 times 2, 6. 6x. Please don't give me 5x. And most of them will forget to multiply the one at the one. So you must remember the number at the back also must multiply by 3. So this will become 3 times 1, positive 3. Now we cannot leave this as our final answer because there are like terms. So we need to simplify the fraction. 5x together with positive 6x. Remember to take note of the sign. So 5x plus 6x gives us 11x. And for the numbers, this will be minus 5 plus 3. So this is minus 5 plus 3 gives you negative 2. So this answer will be minus 2 over here. Next question. So for example, if we have something like this. Now first thing that we do is to put brackets for our numerator. Then we need to observe our denominator. This is 3 and this is 6. Now for this question, I'll do it in two ways because there are some students who will choose different denominators as the LCM. Now the first method, which is the shorter one, is to take a look at 3 and 6. The LCM of 3 and 6 is actually 6. So what do I need to do? I need to take this whole thing over here times 2 to give me 6 times 2 to give me 6. And this whole thing over here, this is already 6, so there's no need to times 2. So what we'll get is denominator is 6. Okay, and the numerator will be 2 bracket x minus 1 plus the whole of 5x minus 1. Simplifying the brackets, I will have 2 times x, 2x. Remember, the one at the back also must times 2. So this is minus 2. Then plus 5x minus 1. Denominator is 6. And that gives us, we need to simplify the terms together, like terms together. So take note of the sign as well. 2x plus 5x gives me 7x. Minus 2 minus 1 gives me negative 3. And we check that there is no common factor between the numerator and denominator. This will be the final answer. Now some students may tell me that, oh, 3 and 6, there's a common factor 3. But can we cancel out this case? No, because the number in front is 7x. 7 does not have a common factor 3. So this will be the final answer. Now what happens if some of you do the other way? You did not make 6 the LCM. You choose to make the LCM as 18. So what you did is you multiply this by 6 and you multiply this by 3. Now this is also possible, but you must have one extra step where you need to simplify the final answer. So in this case, I will have 6 bracket x minus 1 plus 3 bracket 5x minus 1. Now let us expand our numerator. This is 18. 6 times x, 6x. Please remember the one at the back also need to be multiplied. Okay, so you will get negative 6. 3 times 5, 15x. Please remember the number at the back also must be multiplied with 3. So this will be minus 3. Now simplifying the numerator with the like terms together. 6x with positive 15x. That gives me 21x. Minus 6 minus 3 gives me minus 9. Now, some of you will stop down here. But what do we have to do is, we have to simplify the fraction. Why is that so? Because if you look at 21 and 9, that is a common factor. 3. 21 divided by 3 gives me 7x. Minus 9 divided by 3 gives me 3 over 18. And now we have to cancel out 3 and 18. 18 divided by 3 gives me 6. And this is 1. So after that, we simplify as 7x minus 3 over 6. Subtractions of fractions. Now we have to be very careful because this involves a negative sign, subtraction, and sign in the brackets later would change. So the first thing that we need to do is, there are two terms on the numerator. We must remember to put brackets. Okay, now let me copy this question down again. So 2a plus 3 over 3. The first thing that we do is to add brackets. And next, we want to have a common denominator, the LCM. 3 times 4 will give me 12. So I need to multiply this by 4. Multiply this by 3. Copying the numerator down, I'll get 4 bracket 2a plus 3. Subtract 3 bracket a minus 1. Okay, try not to simplify first because this one will give you already 1 mark. Next, we have to be very careful now we need to expand our numerator. Now this is 4 times 2a, that gives you 8a. Similarly, most of you might forget, so we must remember the term at the back also must times 4. So this will be 4 times 3, 12. Now the next one, this is a negative 3 units. So it's negative 3 times a, negative 3a. But we must remember at the back here, this one, negative 1, we also must multiply by negative 3. So negative times negative will give you positive. 3 times 1 will be 3. Let us simplify our fraction. 8a with negative 3a. So 8a minus 3a, that gives me 5a. 12a plus 3, that gives me positive 15. Now, many of us will stop here for the answer, but let's take a look. Is there any common factors? So, if I were to check, this is 5, this is 15. There is a common factor, 5. So, factorizing out 5, I will get 5 divided by 5 will give me 1a plus 15 divided by 5 will give me 3. And the denominator over here is 12. Is there any common factor between 5 and 12? No, there is no common factor. So therefore, this will be your final answer. Or you can write it as 5 bracket a plus 3 over 12. Subtraction of algebraic fractions. So for example, I have this question over here. Now, first thing that we need to do is, there are 2 terms in the numerator. We must remember to put brackets. So now there's 2 ways that some of you will do. The first one is, look at the denominator 2 and 4. What is the LCM of 2 and 4? The LCM is 4. So some of you might do it this way, where you multiply this by 2 to make the denominator 4. So we will get 4, 2 times a, 2a, subtraction. Now please take note, bracket a minus 3. Expanding our brackets, we will get, this is still 2a, this is minus a, so minus a. Remember the one at the back over here, we need to multiply by, now this number in front is actually negative 1. So we need to multiply by negative 1. Negative times negative gives me positive. 3 times 1 gives me 3. And simplifying this, 2a minus a will give me a plus 3 over 4. Check that there's no common factor at all, so this will be the final answer. Now, some of you might do it the other way around, where you choose to multiply your numerator, your denominator, LCM as 4, a as 8. So some of you might do it this way, where you do times 4 times 4 times 2 times 2. This is also possible, so we'll be able to get the denominator. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times a, 4a, minus 2 times the whole of a minus 3. and we will get 4a. Now be careful, there's a minus 2 times a over here. So this is minus 2a. And the one at the back, negative 3, will also be multiplied by negative 2. So negative times negative gives you positive. 3 times 2 gives you 6. Simplifying the fraction, I will have 4a minus 2a gives you 2a plus 6 and 8. Now we cannot stop here because we need to take note that there is a common factor 2 and 6. There is a common factor of 2. So factorizing this out, 2a divided by 2 gives me 1a plus 6 divided by 2 gives me 3, and the denominator is 8. Now 2 and 8 has a common factor, so we can divide both by 2, and the final answer will be a plus 3 over 4.